Oh, welcome back. It's been a hot minute since I last uploaded a setup video. But do not worry, I have not abandoned you. Work has just got in the way. The last setup video I gave you was for Chile, but in the Rally 2 cars. But by judging by the numbers, you filthy animals only care about Group B and Rally 1, which is perfectly fine, and I will provide you with those setups that you want. Those who want the Group B setups, I am currently nearly finished with some, but it's not quite there yet, so just be a bit patient with me. They need to be close to perfect before I give them to you. Now, normally I give you some tips and then show you the setup whilst in action, but today we're going to do it a bit differently. I went live the other day and asked viewers to join me so we could create a setup together. We did achieve this. We chose Estonia as our playground and we got to try all different configurations, and after a certain viewer's input, we managed to find one that felt very good, so stick around to find out what that setup is. Just a disclaimer before we start off. I have stated before that these setups are for beginners or for people who just want to set up without the fuss. If you're already a 1% driver, then these setups most likely won't make you faster. I'll try to make them stable first and set for speed second. With this being EA's first WRC game, then I assume there are a few people who are new to the rally world, and I want to provide them with something so as a community we can grow rather than everyone losing out. With that being said, my community event is still live until the 20th of January. Go to the Discord for more information, all the links will be in the description. Now, I was going to give you a Chile or a Mexico setup, but then thinking about it, they're quite similar to Greece, and I didn't want two of nearly the same location type going out right after each other. The car of choice is of course Rally 1, and it's going to be my favourite, being the Toyota. The first setup we kind of came up with, the alignment went out like this. Now, normally I don't do these sorts of alignments. I normally tend to keep them quite similar across front and rear, but this just felt better going through the corners and keeping that rear a bit more stable on the dirt. As always, braking between 2,500 and 3,500. Brake balance for this type of surface, 62 to 67. Your preference, that's totally down to you. Handbrake, again, with there being minimal grip anyway, you can get along with just using a lower handbrake. This is what we're going for with our diffs. Quite a high preload. That does benefit us over every stage that Estonia has to offer. Your braking lock for the front and your braking lock for the rear, that you can just leave them default if you wanted to. Play around with them. I've gone for a 15% and 21%. You can go with whatever. Just drive it and change it as you see fit. For the gear ratios, again, I haven't messed with the individual gears. I've just moved the final drive to 0.220. So we've gone up 0.20 of a tick. And again, my dampening is pretty much the same to every other setup, apart from we're leaving our bump division at 0.65. And then for our suspension profile, we want 52 on the front and the back. We're running 74 spring rates for the front and the rear. And our anti-roll bar for the front is about 8, and the anti-roll bar for the rear is 26, just to keep that rear a bit stiffer. Now, for the setup that we actually agreed on works really well. This is how it went down. The alignment's pretty similar, but we took a bit out at the front, kept the rear the same. As you know, braking, always the same. Then it's always personal preference with your braking. For the differentials, again, we've gone with the same full front and rear driving lock. I've put my braking lock 15% for the front, 25% for the rear with the same preloads. Gears, for this one, I put it up 0.25, so we're running a 0.225 on the final drive. Dampening, fairly similar to the other one, but I have changed it. So we've gone a 2.3, 65, and we've gone -2, -2, -3, 6.5 again, and then -2 on that slow rear rebound. And our suspension profile, again, similar to the first setup. We've lowered the spring rate slightly to 67, but kept everything else the same. So as always, I always tell you the time I've set. So this is the time I've set. This is the stage. Go out there, beat it, Let me know in the comments how you've got on. A bit of friendly competition is always good. So I just want to end this video by saying thank you to everyone who has supported the channel thus far. 300 subscribers is mad, and we've been doing it less than a month. I didn't expect to get one, never mind 300, but I'm loving the support. So if you guys can keep that going, I will keep going and providing better and more content for you to enjoy. As always, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. Until the next time, I'll see you soon. If you're struggling on setups, check this video out or check out this playlist for a full list of them.